I'd like to thank you for coming to our meeting. Tonight is our regular legislative session for the Nashville Town Council. And for the record, today is Tuesday, December 6, 2016, and the time is 7 p.m. We'll move along as rapidly as possible. We got some sort of lengthy agenda, but maybe we can move quickly. The first item of business is consideration of minutes for October 26, November 1, November 4, November 30. Does the chair hear motions that be approved as they're written or other corrections?
So moved. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. We approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Accordingly, the minutes are approved. We had no request for citizen comment, so we'll move right on to our legislative agenda. The first item is a consideration of a resolution honoring the Nashville Fire Department, which is under the yellow tab. Under the yellow tab. We're coming up on an anniversary for our fire department, and we're going to create a resolution for them. And I'd like to thank all the fire personnel who are here tonight. Thank you guys for being here. We'll read this and move on, as all resolutions have to be read. It says a resolution honoring the Nashville Fire Department. Whereas the town of Nashville was founded in 1780, and whereas town residents had no organized fire protection for the first 136 years, and whereas on December 12, 1916, community members organized the first fire department in Nash County to provide fire protection to the community, and whereas the department was organized with 24 members, a hose cart, and was headed by Mr. M.W. Linke, the department's first chief, and whereas over the past 100 years, the department has been providing uninterrupted fire protection to the community and the surrounding area, and whereas during the past 100 years, numerous citizens of Nashville have volunteered their time and talents to ensure the community remains safe from the perils of fires and other disasters, and whereas the citizens of Nashville have enjoyed the peace of mind knowing that there is an organized fire department staff with competent and professional members equipped with the best equipment and apparatus ready to provide professional emergency services regardless of the time of day, and whereas the Nashville Fire Department has been one of the premier fire departments in the state of North Carolina since its inception in 1916, now therefore be it resolved by the Town Council of the Town of Nashville that the town hereby congratulates the Nashville Fire Department on their 100th anniversary, thanks all members past and present for their dedication and service to the residents, business, and property owners of the town of Nashville and the Newton-S Gully Fire District, and declares December 12 as Nashville Fire Department Centennial Day, adopted the 6th day of December 2016 with appropriate signatures and attestations. Does the chair hear a motion we approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded we approve the resolution. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, the resolution is approved. Our next item under the green tab is a consideration of a special use request 2016-08, request for special use permit to allow a wireless communication tower on property located off Eastern Avenue, designated in the tax books as 3810.07-78-1842. There's a joint public hearing held on this Wednesday night with the council and the planning board. There were persons who spoke for it, and no one had anything to say against it. The planning board met after we met and turned a unanimous recommendation that we approve the consideration. Now, therefore, the chair will ask: does anyone want to make a motion to approve the consideration? It's been moved and seconded that we approve the special use request. Is there any discussion?
Mayor, before you do call for a vote to pass this resolution, I was not here last Tuesday. However, I have read up on the literature that was sent out to me and have talked about it, so I don't know if I need to recuse myself from a vote or not. It'd be at the board's pleasure as to what you want me to do.
By educating yourself with the documents, which is the same thing we use, yes, you're qualified to vote.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Okay, the issue do carry. Okay, item C on our amended agenda is an amended item. Considerable resolution authorizing the payment of invoices, which is on the next page, which deals with, again, some of those errant things that we've been working with since the change of the budget year, things that got done that did not get in the budget. So let me read the resolution and we'll see where we want to go with it. Okay, whereas North Carolina general statutes require a pre-audit be performed by the finance director before the town incurs an obligation. And whereas general statutes state that failure to perform the pre-audit requirement makes the contract, agreement, or purchase order void, and whereas general statutes further provide if an officer or employee of a local unit incurs an obligation or pays out or causes to be paid out any funds in violation of the pre-audit statute, he and the sureties on his official bond are liable for any sum so committed or dispersed. And whereas general statutes also provide if the finance director disapproves of bill, invoice, or other claim, the governing board may step in to approve payment. And now therefore be it ordained on behalf of the mayor of the town council that through this resolution the town of Nashville Town Council does hereby approve the following invoices for payment, of which there are 5 totaling $324.31. And be it further resolved that a copy of the resolution be spread upon the permanent records of the town of Nashville. What we're doing here is what's required by the State Machinery Act, which covers all our finance operations for bill paying. We've been through this last month and month before. Does the chair hear a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Okay. The item number D is also amended, a consideration of budget items, of which there are 5 of these. The library funds that have been collected in the memory of Dolores Johnson. We've got some money for Parks and Recreation and some for the fire department donations and some Hope donations, and some insurance proceeds from a claim that we had on a wrecked automobile. There's a chair here motion we approve these considerations.
So made. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded we approve the consideration. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Okay. Item number E is consideration of a sub-grant contract between the Nash County Arts Council and the town of Nashville for the Grassroots Arts Program. That is kind of interesting in that we have collected a $2,000 grant. We have to sign this contract, which binds us to spending the money only on that purpose and nothing else. Attached to it also is a conflict of interest policy, which we will have to approve, which we already have a general conflict of interest policy in our town ordinances. So it's actually a duplicate of the same thing. So unless there's discussion, the chair will ask for a motion to approve both of them at the same time. Does the chair hear a motion? Moved and
I'll second.
second. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. The issue carries. That's E and F. Okay, item number G is consideration of appointments to the library board, which is on the pink tab, interestingly. According to the memorandum I received here, the Library Advisory Board has 3 members whose terms have expired, Mr. John Winley, Inez Perry, and Wanda Coleman. And per the Library Advisory Board's bylaws, each advisory board member may serve up to 2 years consecutive terms, except at the discretion of the town council, who may extend a term for 1 year. And the Library Advisory Board now asks this extension be granted for Mrs. Wanda Coleman. And the Library Board would further like to request a reappointment of Ms. Inez Perry for a second term of service beginning January 2017 and expire in 2019, which leaves one vacancy on the board, and there's some recommendations coming forward for that at some point in time. Does the chair hear a motion we approve this recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Mayor, didn't we, well, I'll ask the librarian, didn't we discuss another potential board member at the last meeting? In recent meeting?
Yes, sir. We just appointed one new library advisory board member. That's Nell Laraway.
Okay.
She was appointed to replace Mr. Mark Brown, who moved out of town and asked to resign from the board.
Okay.
And these are new appointments that occur naturally because everybody's term is either for 1, 2, or 3 years. And these are expirations that have just happened
Okay.
on
So
a
she
normal
she
circulating
was replacing
basis.
somebody that had already left.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, that is done. Our last item is a discussion of an amendment to the Code of Ordinances creating a municipal service district advisory board. As you know, we've approved the creation of a municipal service district down in the downtown area. The business community seems to favor it. We need to create an advisory board for that. Before we can make appointments to the board, though, the advisory board does have to exist. And we need to pass this amendment to our documents to create the existence of a municipal service district advisory board. Does the chair hear a motion for the creation of the board?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, it is carried. You will advise the municipal people involved in this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're down to the manager's report. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to report that Zaxby's, which we know is opened on November the 21st, and we're excited to say that Little Caesars is now open officially as of November the 30th. The town of Nashville, as you can see, has received a grassroots grant that's going to be used in our music series. Our hope is this will be a great boom to our downtown area. The town of Nashville has also received a grant for an electric car charging station to be installed at this library facility, and we'll have more details on that early in the 2017. I'd also like to report that we will see the departure of our Parks and Recreation Director at the conclusion of this month due to his retirement. So we are currently in the process of about to begin interviews for the new Parks and Rec Director. We've got 4 individuals we plan on interviewing at this point in time, but that process is still open until the position is filled. I'd also like to point out in the month of November, we had our job swap program. This was very successful. We gave employees in all of our departments an opportunity to go and spend a couple hours in each of all the departments we have in the town and learn a little bit about what all we do in our town, get a little bit more exposure, and have hopefully come away with a greater appreciation of what we all contribute to making the town of Nashville a great place to live, work, and play. And then some important dates to point out. On December the 15th, the town of Nashville is going to host its annual Christmas luncheon. The town of Nashville Fire Department's Christmas party is on December the 17th. Cops and Kids Christmas is going to occur at 9 a.m. at Walmart. And there's also going to be a visit by the police department to Lowe's and Fish's Rehabilitation Center, which has been a great asset to us through the Hope Initiative program.
That's on the kids at Walmart's on the 17th,
It's on the 16th.
16th.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, that's it. Okay, council comments. Before we move forward, I got a couple of observations I'd like to make. I guess you've all noticed from traveling around town, our sidewalk project is almost finished. We've been on that thing now for years, and it looks like it's finally coming together, and it looks pretty decent, and I've had lots of comments for it, how it just improves the eye appeal of the town as well as people walking on it. As far as I know, we've got everybody happy and everything's going along forward. One other observation I'd like to make, 75 years ago tonight, the United States was right in the last few minutes of peace, which went into 5 years of war. Tomorrow at Pearl Harbor, the last of the travelable survivors of the Pearl Harbor attack were there. They were very proud. And we like to think nothing like that's gonna happen again, but, those things will happen. And, to quote Thomas Jefferson and others who take credit for this, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. So think about that tomorrow. Okay, Mr. Taylor, just returned from vacation?
I just returned, Mayor. I'm glad. Well, I'm not gonna say this. I'm glad to be back because I enjoy where I was. I'm not gonna sit and tell that. I had a great time. We went down to the Florida Keys, and I left 85-degree weather to come back to this. So you can probably understand how I feel about that. You mentioned the Pearl Harbor Day tomorrow, and would it be appropriate, in honor of those surviving members, for the town to lower their flags at half-staff during tomorrow?
We can certainly take that under consideration if you'd like to make that as a motion,
I would like to make that as a motion,
to lower the town flag.
to lower the town flag at half-staff in
Okay.
I'll
honor
second
of
that.
the Pearl Harbor veterans.
And it's been seconded. Is there discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Okay. The reason I did not say the national colors is only the President of the United States can order that.
And that's why I didn't throw it in.
Okay, excellent.
And my second thing I'd like to touch hands on, and I'm glad the firemen didn't leave after the resolution was done, and I want to reiterate what was laid in the resolution about this fire department here in Nashville. And I'm proud of being a former member of that department. Nashville has one of the best fire departments in the state, and you alluded to that, but that's not just stuff put on paper. I'd like to put the Nashville Fire Department and Nash County as a whole up against most of the counties, or all the counties in the state of North Carolina, because I've fortunately in my employed days traveled around a little bit, and we are second to none. And the guys that are still there, I don't think we still have a female in the fire department. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think she moved on. But for the men and women, the young men and women, because the old guys are just about gone, except for two of them sitting in the back there. They're trying to hide, but I can see them. But that department has grown tremendously. If I walked to that fire department right now, I could call everybody by name, knew them just like a brother. And I'm a stranger in that fire department, regrettably. But the guys that are there now are doing a damn good job, and I'm proud to have been a member. So once again, I'd like to congratulate our fire department.
Yeah, I'll have to reiterate that too, because I've been in town only 40 years. I'm just a recent arrival by contemporary standards. But what? Carpetbagger. Yeah, but over where I lived, when I moved out there, it was kind of like the frontier, and many of the youngsters living out there were in the fire department. In those days, they used the siren thing, and they couldn't hear the one from downtown, so they moved one to the water tower right there by the mobile home establishment. And when the siren would go off, you better not be in the street, because
You get run over.
You get run over. Those guys they were gone. They loved that stuff.
Those were the days.
Yep, those were the days. And I admire people who do it. Thank you very much. I'm very happy, and I'm sorry we have things like that mess that happened in Oakland.
Yeah.
That's just whatever reason of carelessness, but those things happen. But we appreciate what you do. Okay, Mr. Taylor.
And the fire department come a long ways from a push cart.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ms. Hinton?
The fire department was started around community. We had a community here, and people had to step up to help each other out when there was a fire. And Mr. Linky was the first fire chief. And I'm sure he wasn't paid, he just did it.
Mhm.
His wife played the pipe organ at the Methodist Church forever. She was about community too. Everyone just expected that she would be playing the organ every Sunday. So there's something to be said about how community started and how people came together, not expecting anything other than to help each other out.
Good.
And so I salute the fire department for continuing. And as for tomorrow, December the 7th, I was born in 1944. So 9/11 is my Pearl Harbor. And we need to remember that. That is everybody's Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
And we need to remain very vigilant.
I had an uncle who was at Pearl Harbor. He's long dead now, but he was out of the way of all the stuff, but he was through that whole Pacific campaign with the Navy. Mr. Coleman?
Well, just to kind of echo what everyone's been saying, but you know, man, just hats off to the fire department. Everything you guys do, you know, that most people it goes unnoticed because they don't ever really need it, but daggone it, when they need it, you're right there, and I certainly appreciate that. And it was really great to be at the county commissioners meeting this past Monday because they did something similar for our fire department, recognizing the 100-year anniversary, and it's just nice to be recognized by everybody that this is a momentous occasion and certainly great to be part of it. But from the auxiliary to the department itself, every employee, just thank you so much for all that you guys do. And I'll tell you, for everyone that was there this past Saturday at our Christmas parade, I heard nothing but positive comments about, I think it's wonderful what you guys are doing with the truck, that you've adopted and that you're fixing up. And man, when Santa Claus come riding in on that auxiliary, on the truck or whatever, I've heard so many people say that was the neatest, coolest thing that you don't see anywhere else or whatever. So it's just unique for our town to have something like that going on. So just commend you guys for all that you do as a department, and thank you for that. Also want to just remind everybody, about our Hope Initiative, and the great things that Chief, y'all are doing with the Hope Initiative, but we can't talk about it enough because it's an epidemic in our area. One of on the report, and I won't call his name out for privacy purposes, but on our report last week, it was mentioned that we lost one of the participants of the Hope Initiative last week, and that hit home because one of my employees at the college, it was her brother, and that was killed, and direct relationship with heroin addiction, and it hits home for me. I have a friend who I hadn't run around with for a long time, but I found out he passed away a couple weeks ago from heroin overdose, and so it's becoming more rampant in this area. So I can't say enough how important it is for programs like the Hope Initiative here locally to get people the help that they need and try to get people off this addictive habit. But again, just want to thank everybody, all the staff, for all that you do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Kind of a rough night outside, but it's going to improve. Okay, everything's said and done. Christmas is coming. Hope everybody has a happy Christmas, and hope everybody's bought my Christmas present. I like big shiny things with Porsche written on the front, any color, so you don't have to have that kind of anxiety. And then our agenda meeting will be the last Wednesday in December. Will we have meeting money? We have anything for that?
We haven't, not at this time. We don't have anything scheduled.
We may not have anything. Okay. Well, all that said and done, then the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Being no more business, I will adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded, we adjourn. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Merry Christmas to all.